Yes guys, Brock here, back again at Prime Cuts. We've got episode 2 of the Curb series today. Very special guest. We've got Toby Ross over here, Curb man. Here he is. You excited for today?
Yeah, I'm buzzing, man.
Yeah?
Looking forward to it.
Good to hear. So let's get in there, see what we can find.
Yeah, man, the whole world recognize them, you know.
So we're back in the studio with Toby. Got a little interview before we start the vinyl sampling thing. But the first question I've got for you is, why do you enjoy vinyl sampling so much? Like, is there something in particular you really like?
Oh mate, I just feel like if you sample from a record, it kind of puts like a new perspective on the sort of tune and the sample that you're going for, rather than just getting it from sample packs. It's like more straight from the source, and also more how producers used to sample music in the 90s. So it's kind of almost like bringing it back to sort of the original, you know, take on the sound, I guess.
I completely agree with that, mate. Yeah, great answer. So for the next question, stealing this from the doctor's office, big shout out to them. Had Curb on recently, had a little takeover. But what do you think about vinyl/cassette sampling versus digital sampling? Do you think one's more authentic than the other, or what's your thoughts?
Oh, that's a good question, that. I feel like sampling from a record or cassette is harder, because you have sort of more of a raw sound to deal with, rather than with like sample packs. It's kind of already processed and chopped up for you like a lot of the time. But I feel like you can also kind of get more from a record, and it kind of makes you think about it in a different kind of way. So I feel like it's definitely worth doing for, like, you know, if you're thinking about doing vinyl sampling, then like definitely do it.
Yeah, for sure. So next question, Toby. Your Shall Not Fade EP.
Oh yeah, man.
It's absolutely incredible, mate. It's amazing, lad. It's amazing. Of course, man, of course. And yeah, if you could just speak a little bit about how you made the tunes, your inspirations maybe, and how it's doing in general.
Yeah. So the EP, I've been working on it for a while. I think I started writing it in sort of maybe like spring 2022, but like I didn't know that
18 months then.
yeah but I didn't know that what I was writing at the time would be on the EP. I was sort of just writing music, and then it ended up being on there. But yeah, mate, like I'm proper excited for it to come out. It's had a pretty good reception so far, to be fair. Yeah, obviously it's gonna be my first bit on vinyl. They've got
It's your first bit?
yeah. Well, first like proper bit. Yeah. So they've got they're pressing 300 copies.
300.
Yeah, in red, which looks pretty
So
hard.
hard.
But yeah, mate, obviously it's a bit of a different EP from me. It's like more breakbeaty, garage kind of tunes. But yeah, mate, I'm looking forward to getting it out and to, you know, start shipping out the copies properly to people.
I think it's good to diversify as well as a producer. You know, not just stick to one thing. It's good to try out different things and stuff.
Sure.
And like you could, what I really like about this EP is you can still tell that it's you. You can still tell it's a Toby Ross tune. It's just, you know, just the breaks version of Toby Ross.
Mate,
yeah, it's sick though, mate. It's very good. Yeah, of course, man, of course. All right, next question. Toby, have you ever experienced writer's block? And if you have, what have you done to get over it personally?
Oh mate, so I have writer's block like pretty much constantly. well, yeah, I don't know. All the time I get writer's block, all the time. And there's like a few ways you can like go about getting over it. I think a main way is sort of try and write a tune from like a different, like so most of the time when I write music, I'm sure a lot of people do the same. It's like starts from drums and then make the bass, and then do you know what I memean? But like I feel like if you've got writer's block and that's not working, then you can maybe try and find a cool sample, or try and make a nice intro, and then build off that, or you know, you can split up the session into thinking, right, today I'm just gonna make a really nice set of drums, or today I'm just gonna make a really nice group of basses, or whatever.
So don't necessarily focus on the tune.
Yeah.
Things that build a tune.
Yeah, definitely. And then you know, if you're doing that and it's still not working, then just take a break. Like just take a bit of time away from it, because sometimes that's what you need. You can't be doing it all the time, every single day, because otherwise you will just hit a wall. And you need time to take a bit of time away and recalibrate and then go back at it. Yeah.
Something else we were talking about a second ago was we both actually have the same book, and I think sometimes flicking through like a production book or any kind of creative book can really help. There he is. It's getting it. It's the mental game of electronic music producers. We both have this book. Yeah, it's really good. But I mean, personally, I've found that does sometimes help. One more question for you, Toby, before we get into making the tune, is could you give one like technical tip for producers maybe just starting out, or intermediate producers, maybe something quite more technical?
I think something that's important is like sort of get when you're mixing down tunes, like newer producers when they're like starting to learn about mix downs and stuff. I feel like getting familiar with like an analyzer is quite a good thing to do. If you have the Fab Filter bundle, then Pro Q is what I use, and I know a lot of people in the scene use that to analyze. But a good free one is Span, obviously, and Voxengo Span, that's free. If you use Ableton, there's one called Spectrum, that's like just it's like a stock plugin. And if you use Logic, I think there's one called Multimeter. You use Logic, yeah. But just getting familiar with that and just knowing where all the elements in your tunes are sitting, and referencing other people's tunes through their analyzers, seeing where their bass is sitting, seeing where their kicks are hitting, and trying to sort of replicate that, or not even replicate, just see if you can make your tune sound anything like that. Just get used to know where everything's sitting, and then in the long run it makes things a lot easier. When you're trying to mix and master, you can kind of see where everything is really easily, I guess. Yeah.
Great answer, mate. What I'll add on to that as well is I know you've shared this with me before when we spoke, but you said that there's certain levels where you should approximately be aiming to hit for jungle and drum and bass. Do you remember this conversation? Could you speak on it?
So it's more just about having everything everything kind of in unison with each other. Like, if your drums are a certain level, then your bass should also be a certain level as well. Like keeping them aligned. So you don't want to have like really loud drums and a really quiet bass, or like really loud bass so that it's like ducking out the drums. And I think if you use an analyzer, you can then sort of clearly see where everything's hitting. And usually if your like high end of your drum should sort of be kind of in line with your bass, with your sub, and your kick should kind of be hitting maybe like 3 decibels lower than that. But I guess it differs from tune to tune. If you've got a tune and you want your kick to be proper loud, then like obviously you can push it higher. There's no rules really, but like most of the time that's kind of what I go for. Yeah.
All right, well, that's the end of the little interview with Toby Ross. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate it, lad. Yeah, man, of course. And we're going to get into the studio session right now. Bash.
Here's the records that I bought. So I bought this BBC records, the best of BBC radio. I don't know, but apparently it's got some breaks on it on the B side on the first track. So I'm going to have to check that out. The second one I bought, Ragga Ragga Ragga. It's got like so many sick artists on it: Bounty Killer, Mad Cobra, Beanie Man. Like, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into that. And the third one I bought is this Uptown is Kicking It record. I don't know, I saw the artwork with the cat and I just thought that looked pretty jokes. So those are my 3 records. And let's get it. I want to start by having a look, see if I can find this break. Just gonna record some of that crackle. It said that there was a break on that track, that first one, but there just wasn't, so... I'm eager to listen to this one. Uptown is kicking it, man. That's pretty sick, man. Alright, so, what I was just doing there was I was using this Spectrum plugin that I was talking about earlier, just on this break here, because it has that bass drop, and if you play it and you can see the sort of the bass here, if I sort of hover my mouse over the peak of it, you can see down there, it's at the E note, and I pitched it up one semitone because before it was at D sharp. It's just a bit of a weird note to work with, so I'll just put it up to E. But I'm going to start layering. Just layered that Uptown break that I got from that record just with a couple others. I'm going to add in some more like shakers and stuff now. This is a sampler that I've got. Some Akai 226. I don't really use it too much, but I want to start using it more. So basically what I've done is I've just layered in a 909 kit, and you can basically just like play the kit with your fingers. Ragga, ragga, ragga. Right, I'm absolutely fucking shattered. I've just finished that tune. It's out now on BANDCAMP and SoundCloud to go and listen to. I'm pretty happy with it, to be fair. I managed to use nothing from this record, unfortunately, but a lot from Ragga Ragga Ragga, and also some of the vocals from Uptown. So yeah, I think that's the quickest I've ever made a tune ever. So big up Blake and big up Kurb, and yeah, go watch the video and stream it now. Sound.
Ladies and gents, put that together.
Oh, thank you.
Girl fly all the way from Paris, and tell me how she afraid of Chuck Norris. She no want a man to thump and box and kick my fist. Want a man that is romantic.